The big day has finally arrived. We are less than 10 minutes away from announcing the Family Children's Champion 2020. In fact, I'm going to get Tony to put a little clock up here to count down until the moment that we reveal the champion. It's been a big process. To be honest, we hoped we would get a load of fantastic nominations in that properly represented this sector from across the country, and we got a little bit more than we bargained for. We had over 650 nominations from members of the public, parents, people who work with early years practitioners and managers, and we were just bowled over by the amount that came in. It made it a really, really tricky task, even getting down from 650 to the 100 that we looked at on our long list, down to the 10 that the judges last week met to discuss as our finalists. I personally read every single nomination, and honestly, I had the tissues out on more than one occasion. It's been a fantastic process, and we're so excited to announce the winner. Last week, as I already mentioned, I had the honour of meeting with our 10 finalist judges, and across 2 Zoom sessions, we discussed what they thought about the award, what they wanted the person who was going to win to represent, and what they thought about our final 10 from the anonymised shortlist that they'd received. Afterwards, I asked them to record their thoughts about what the award meant to them and what they thought about the final 10. Here they are.
Anybody who knows anything about child development will understand the value of the work that we do. And I have to say that having read the submissions, absolutely outstanding. The work that we do, I confess, is undervalued, but my goodness, it's so important. So I am absolutely delighted to be part of this judging process, and thank you for including me.
It's been really important to get to the crux of what makes that very special person, so that they can really help and support children and parents and reach out to their community and all of those wider issues that children will face in the future. So it's been a real privilege. Thank you very much.
Really humbled to be involved in this process and delighted to be asked, and seeing the extent to which people go that extra mile to achieve and to do what is important and to do the right thing for children has been quite incredible and very kind of moving.
I just want to acknowledge every early years practitioner out there. I take my hat off to you. You have, provided care and education for our youngest children in the most difficult times, and really delighted that this award has been established to just acknowledge the hard work and passion that you put into the work that you do.
We do the hardest job, I think, in our sector. We do the most rewarding job in our sector and the most undervalued job in our sector. And that doesn't seem to have got in the way of any of the entries doing their job.
The Family Children's Champion has recognised the role of early years professionals within the UK and the work of how they go above and beyond for their children and their families.
Some of the things that really stood out to me were descriptions of people being hidden gems or being like gold dust. A parent was saying now one particular member of staff was like gold dust in regards to their child and the support they'd offered. And it just made me think how many kind of jewels in the crown of early years right now there are, because there's so many people doing amazing things right now.
Being a judge in the Family Children's Champion Award is a great honour and such a timely event moving forward post-pandemic. I doff my cap to each of the nominees. Well done to all of you. You're absolutely fantastic.
To read what's been written about them, to feel what their families feel about them actually, and what their work colleagues feel about them, has been very moving.
It has been phenomenal to read through all of the nominations, and how amazing has it been to get to the shortlist. If you were one of those people, well done, but an absolute huge congratulations to the winner. We've really laboured for many, many hours looking through everything, picking it apart, really examining where the child was at the centre of the practice. A brilliant experience. Congratulations.
I mean, what an honour to have those 10 helping us to decide who was the eventual winner of this in the first year of our Family Children's Champion. And I just want to extend a quick thanks to all of them for all of their hard work helping us to choose our eventual winner. What a shortlist it was. I mean, to be honest, what a 650 nominees it was. And one of the things that we're going to be putting live after this is we've created a page with a shortened story for all 650 of those nominees, because to be honest, the baseline was just incredible. We had to come up with more creative ideas to decide who was going to be in the next round each time, because the expectations just kept on getting broken every time we went through new nominees. So I think everyone who was nominated deserves to be hugely proud of the work they've done this year. And what a final 10 it was. We had Alison, who drove across the country to deliver care packages and could spin imaginary worlds out of nothing. Then there was Tasha, the Senko and Makaton trainer, who made sure that LGBTQIA families felt like they belonged in her setting. Or Mel and John, who support childminders throughout the community and have a setting that is a nurturing and calm environment for children to come throughout the pandemic. Then there was Katie, who had this pure spirit of play and curiosity and was a real ambassador for the early years in Hackney. Then there was Naz, who seems like a real role model for children and staff and helps her setting to have closer and closer ties to their community. We also had Candice, who stood out as an amazing champion of vulnerable children and even had her work during the pandemic recognised by the Mayor of London. Or Simon, who stood out because of his amazing inclusive practice and who made every child in his care feel welcome and nurtured. Then there was Bridget, whose childminding setting seemed like an amazing place to be as a young child and who went the extra mile both for other practitioners and for the children who used to be in her care. Or Kelly, who went to incredible lengths to make children feel included and had some of the most glowing praise from parents we saw across the whole awards. Now, the mathematicians of you out there will have noticed that that indeed is 9 names, and there's just one left. I had the absolute honour of speaking with Helena earlier this week to tell her that she was going to be crowned as our Family Children's Champion 2020. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, I've got some exciting news for you. You're our Family Children's Champion 2020.
You're joking. Wow. Oh, heck.
Congratulations. I know it must be a lot.
It is. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, this is unbelievable. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, for me to be in the top 10 was just the best. It was just amazing. And then I didn't think anything more of it because I'd read obviously, about the other people. I thought, well, I don't stand a chance, but as far as I was concerned, being in the top 10 was the big win for me.
Also, just to let you know, I think one of the things that came out so clearly from the judging process was that we had some absolutely incredible candidates. And
yes, I know.
And one of the things that they said was it was so hard to choose someone, but why you stood out, and it was the same for me when I first looked through them, was that I could imagine what it would be like being a child in your setting, and it sounded like a pretty amazing place to be.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we're not a children's centre, we're a little preschool, but we're a family. And that's what, and every year I always say the same thing. And my deputy says the same. She's so funny. Said, this is the best group of children we've ever had. And every year I end up saying the same thing.
Yeah. And what's it been like in 2020? A lot of challenges.
I mean, we've changed a lot of our practice, and actually we learned a lot from it. Having to get rid of a lot of stuff, not being able to use things like cushions and food, play food. Actually, with the children, less is more. They can be more inventive. You give them we've got a load of crates. Don't tell Tesco's. But give them those crates and they turn them into snack tables. They turn them into aeroplanes. They turn them into buses. They build with them and they're so happy. I mean, we're lucky we've got a really good outdoor space. But we've decided that we're going to carry on opening over the summer just for a group of 10 children so that parents can carry on working, because obviously there's some parents that, don't get the summer holidays. And we enjoyed it so much. The children enjoyed it so much. And funnily enough, those children that came in the summer to us are now in their learning where they usually would be next term. So they actually haven't missed out. It's actually they've benefited from it. So it's been a horrible thing that's going on with this COVID, but actually we've learned a lot. We changed slightly the way we do things.
It's great to hear that, because it's also what we saw a lot in the submission, was that you're not standing still, right?
Well, no, you can't. With little children, every child's different, okay? And then every year, every child's different, so you can't do the same thing all the time, and you can't not move forwards. You've got to adapt all the time. We can't expect the children to adapt to us. No. It's our job to adapt to them, to understand what they need and what they want and what makes them happy, and what makes them laugh and learn. And if they're happy, happy child, fantastic learner. If they're happy, their brains open up. They're like sponges. Happiness is the key.
And okay, I've got one more question I just had to ask you, but yeah. What does the prize money mean to you? The £5,000 that you're going to be getting?
I suppose it's a bit like winning the lottery for me. Because I haven't had a pay rise in the last 5 years. I haven't had my holiday pay because to keep my preschool open, because my staff need to be paid. They're my biggest and most important resource. Got to look after them. So, wow, I'm going to have to put my thinking cap on. That's a heck of a lot of money.
Well, I'm so glad. If it was up to me, I'd try and deposit £5,000 in every early years practitioner in the UK's bank account, because you all deserve it. But you are also singularly so deserving of it from everything I've read about you, and I just really, just so happy.
I cried.
But, don't worry, I've already got tears welling up myself.
But when you do my job, I do it. I don't expect anything back. For me, what I get back is when I go into preschool and those children smile at you, or they come up and they give you a hug, and I've got little children come and say, "I love you." That is, you can't ask for anything more, can you?
Yeah, congratulations. You're more than deserving.
Well, thank you, and please thank everybody for me. I want to say thank you, and my staff are going to be overjoyed. They're going to be thrilled.
If you know me well, you know I normally don't struggle to find words, but I have to say I'm a little bit at a loss what to say. Helena was an astounding nominee, and we, at least at family, were just completely blown away by her dedication to vulnerable children in the area, to living and working in a diverse community that she reflected in her setting by making it a multilingual setting and by celebrating all sorts of different holidays. It felt like she cared so much about her staffing team, nurturing them. You could see from the nomination what it would be like being a child in Helena's setting, and I think it would be a pretty cool place to be indeed. And she does this all from a packaway preschool in Exmouth, in a church hall, and we just thought, what an amazing example of what a children's champion can be, focused on the child that is in front of them and helping out those people in her community. Feels a bit weird, to be honest, that this is finally at the end. It's been an incredible journey. We've been blown away to have so many nominees and to crown such a worthy champion out of a field of so many incredible practitioners. And frankly, I've read through all of these nominations, and the one thing I keep coming back to is what a beautiful proof it has been of what this sector is all about. Underrated, undervalued, underpaid, for sure. And I wish beyond everything I could that we could change that. Helena is gonna get £5,000 to spend however she likes, and family premium for free for a year at her setting, as well as some incredible prizes from our wonderful partners, which I'm going to get Tony to scroll along the bottom of the screen right now, just so I don't forget any of them. I mean, it's been a wild ride. We didn't expect this to kind of blow up quite as much as it has, and it's been a real passion project. And frankly, the thing I keep coming back to is I read every single one of these nominations, and what an amazing example of how incredible this sector is. You are passionate, yes, caring, yes, compassionate, wonderful people, but most of all, you're skilled, you're professional, you're talented. And I think if there's one thing I wish we could get out of this award, was letting the world know that while you are undervalued, sadly, unrespected at times, and certainly underpaid, you all deserve the world. So thank you for everything that you do, all of you children's champions out there, and I guess we'll see you again next year.